Alex Kirkland paced around the room, his energy compressed like the rubber bands inside a golf ball. It could be assumed it was due to the massively weird, lottery the four of them had just won. But Everleigh Girard knew better. She'd known Alex her whole life, considered him almost a brother, since he was the brother to her BFF, Amelia. And thus she knew that Alex carried that level of intensity every single day. But she loved him to pieces anyway. Alex pulled at his navy turtleneck, like he was sweating, even though, hello, December plus Pittsburgh equaled burrific temps on a good day. Okay, we won. We somehow won this freaking lottery. What do we do now? Yep, that was Alex. Plans and to-do lists up the wazoo, whether it was to take sandwiches and beer on a picnic at Point State Park or planning the elaborate multi-site scavenger hunt for Amelia's 21st birthday that culminated in a massive party at the rooftop beer garden overlooking all of Pittsburgh. Everleigh loved him for doing it, but the endless emails and itineraries and spreadsheets he'd sent in the weeks before almost pushed her to just take Amelia to Philly without telling him. Why does that sound like a trick question? Amelia frowned at her brother, red braids falling over her shoulders as she shook her head. I gave you the best Christmas present ever with that lottery ticket. Best potential present, Teague corrected. He was Alex's bestie, not that either of them would dream of using that term, and thus another pseudo-brother to Everleigh. In general, he'd be the least likely of all of them to pick on a technicality, but he was probably cranky from rocking a brutal hangover. Once they got the call, on Christmas, that they'd won the lottery, gifting them not with cash, but a freaking historic inn, they'd, well, celebrated. Because they'd only bought the tickets on Christmas Eve, and because, for various stupid or pathetic or just plain wrong reasons, they were all in need of a life preserver for, well, life. So then they'd run out to buy champagne. Since Teague had spent the last decade as a member of the Army Special Forces, champagne was not his, go-to drink. Everleigh had no doubt the sugary bubbles had done a number on him. Sleeping on Amelia's couch probably hadn't helped either. But since he'd just gotten out of the army a few weeks ago, he didn't have his own place. So instead of calling him annoying, she'd pivot the conversation away from him, and refill his coffee, and hand him the green afghan the Kirkland's grandmother had knitted a lifetime ago.